for those that went to the wine tasting yesterday, did you have a good time? Was it well put together? How about today? Is everyone liking today? All right, so I'm getting a lot of praise for this, and a lot of it is undue, because without our next speaker, the event would not be as polished, it would not be functioning this well. I can promise it would be borderline disrespectful. So this next speaker is a powerhouse. I feel very blessed to call her my partner on the Hyeland Project. She is a burgeoning real estate developer, and she shares her work on her YouTube channel called Nairaville. Welcome to the stage, Naira, Ayvazyan.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sevan. I think I can lower this or grow taller. All right. Well, it took us quite a bit to put this together, and we've been so busy that I have to say I have not prepared a speech, but the silver lining is you cannot misspeak or mess up if you don't have a speech. So here we go. So I want to take this time to talk about the Hyeland Project. What is it? How did we found it? Why did we found it? And what we hope to accomplish with it. So Hyeland Project, I feel like I have to first start the opportunity or the gap that we saw before I say what it is. So I was on a journey to find home, and I am from New York City. I'm very entrepreneurial. I always see the world into a certain vision. I want to know how I can both help myself and the community, and I'm very proud Armenian, and every friend I have would know that. And I wanted to find peace and quiet and rural living that would allow me opportunities to continue that spirit, but in peace. So I stayed shop for quite a while. I went from New York City to Portland, where my family was from, and I didn't like Portland. And then I dragged the entire family to Texas and then lived there for a few years, and we did not like Texas. And we realized that the research needs fine-tuning. And then I think we ended up in Tennessee, not we as a first me. Then I thought maybe it's time to look globally. I went to Italy, didn't like the bureaucracy, went to Armenia, didn't like the wars and some other things, but the food was really great this time around. And I settled back in Tennessee. I came back to Tennessee, and I thought this is a really great place that has incredible climate, very reminiscent of Armenia, and where we ended up calling home, which is the Upper Cumberland of Tennessee. It's actually very much, it looks just like Dilijan. I would take a picture and you would not know that's not Dilijan, Armenia. So it feels like home, it's beautiful, it has 4 seasons. The state itself is very responsible with their budgeting. It's things that we really wanted to focus on: tax laws, freedom rights, freedom rankings, a great place that we can, he can raise his kids in with Armenian values, but for us also to have opportunities to grow. Just it's something that has good bones to build on. And that's how we came to this part. And the way we thought this is a good project is because as Armenians, we ended up actually on the road together searching for the exact same thing. We met in Tennessee, and we realized we're looking for the exact same thing. And we realized also that we searched the web, and we could not find any existing Armenian communities in rural Tennessee. Or not Tennessee, I'm sorry, in rural America in general. Any community we can go and tag along with in a way to start. And we thought that, there's a lot of Armenians that congregate in New York City, in LA, Boston, New Jersey, and there's a lot of us that want a little bit of more peace and quiet, ability to homestead, ability to know what ends up on your plate, yet we just can't find each other. And I personally know Armenians who have actually ventured and moved from California to a random state they picked, and then they were feeling isolated and a bit alone, and they went back to an Armenian community. So our goal here is to close that gap so that like-minded entrepreneurial Armenians who want peace and quiet in a great place, also stress-free, because that's, you can do a lot when there's less stress. So we ended up founding this project. And Sevan identified the Free State Project that I didn't know actually anything about, which is what we modeled it after. Free State Project was something that took place in New Hampshire, was it? And this was a group of libertarian friends that just wanted to build the world they wanted to live in. And they started a project that's very free in nature, in a sense that they're not dictating what you get to do when you come to New Hampshire. It's just like, hey, come here, buy a home, build a home, do whatever you want, just move here and let's start a community. And essentially, I think as of last year, they had 20,000 plus people that had moved, and it just keeps growing. And if you guys go to their website, you can see what kind of community they've built just on libertarian values that they shared together. And I think there's massive strength in that. And one opportunity that I see, well, among a million, but one that I see for this project is as the community grows, there's just endless possibilities of what kind of partnerships can form, be it as small but important as families, to business partnerships, to building the cities, small cities into what am I trying to say? The bigger opportunities. Like, for example, New York City is so built up. You can be there and you can constantly work in that environment. But here, you can really make a difference because you can give that community, not just beyond Armenian communities, something that they need, as well as grow yourself as a community. And one thing that I aspire to do, for example, is I always wanted to build a village, kind of like a retreat where it's full sustainability, and it can bring people that are a bit, like they were born and raised here, to be able to learn about food and understand nutrition as well as health, stress, and so on. So me wanting to build a village, Sevan, he can speak for himself later, but wanting to build a town, we realized we have a lot in common. And as the community builds, I also actually really hope we can find passionate Armenians, and I already could hear a lot of Armenians in this crowd that were very passionate about the Armenian identity, history, preservation of our history. And one thing that I really want to do one day is just find a nice hilltop of Tennessee that looks exactly like Dilijan, and then build an medieval-style Armenian church. And my plan with that is not just the church, but what I want to do with that basement of the church. And I really want to start translating our literature, translating our history, translating the history about us from our neighboring nations through history, because there's so much that's lost, that's deep in the archives. And today you just search Wikipedia and it just brings up all sorts of nonsensical things. And the most ancient DNA is getting lost in the mix because we're economically not that strong. We don't have a lot of lobbyists, and we don't have a lot of money to spend to be what some of our neighboring cultures are doing in suppressing our identity. So we have to basically build a future where we can make sure that that's preserved and also have a really good strategy how to expand on that. And if God forbid something happens, hope not, we have a good plan forward to actually come back, rebuild, and be stronger than ever. All right?
Well done, Naira.